Good evening, everyone. This is Life Issue, and my name is Blessing. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on another episode of our trending news learning moments. Now, on this channel, we kind of like look for trending news and we look for teachable moments and something to learn from trending news. We talk about marriages, life issues, upbringing, childhood, adulthood, anything that relates to family and lifestyle. That's why we're called life issues. Now we have a Facebook group, we have a YouTube group, we have an Instagram group, and we have a Twitter group. We have all the channels. And we also have a news website where we try to upload any international news there. So if you want to read the news, go to our news website. It is a blog, www.lifeissuesblog.com. We all news are there. Okay, try to support us. And also, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please help us to go by subscribing to our channel. All right, let's start this story now. Now, as you can see, I have my book because this story, I really want to write down everything that this woman said, and I have my pen. So I don't want it to be like me saying something. I want us to listen to her. So yesterday we brought the story of Bright Ben, yeah, and his former wife, Tina. So this Bright Ben, and we kind of like talked about the fact that Bright was alleging that the pastor took his wife. Now, the pastor of a particular church that he used to attend took his wife. Now, that video is on our YouTube channel, is on our Facebook channel. You can go and watch that video. But thank God that when we were doing that particular, right, so this is what Bright said, and we did that video. Now, while we were doing that video, we were wondering what actually happened. Because for me personally, I want to know what happened. What is actually, what brought about this? And I did say that if there is any other information about this story, I was going to come here and update you. So finally, Tina spoken. Not just Tina spoken. Tina's mom, that's the wife's mom, also spoken. So this evening is going to be a long video because she kind of like made close like a 30 minutes video explaining what happened. The mom also made her own allegation. I haven't watched this video. Somebody just sent it to me. Thank you so much, all of the people that actually want me to do video and progress. I love you guys. God bless you for wanting me to progress. Thank you so much. So we are going to be watching this video together. And we're going to be looking at analyzing what Tina Adeeyo said. Now, people say bloggers will always, the point is, if they did not bring the news to us, if they did not open their nyash, bloggers will not be talking about it. So what we do as bloggers is to analyze people's mistakes, talk about it, so that other people will learn from it, okay? So let's dive into this. Let's look at what actually happened. Yeah, that's Tina, who was married before to Bright. What did she have to say about what happened between her and Bright? Now, what I'm going to say is we'll have to have an open mind when we are listening to her story. And let's not judge her. Let's not be quick to judge or quick to make up our mind whether she's lying or she's not lying, because we were not there. We don't know what happened. All right, so let me see. Let me get my video out and let's start this party rolling, because there's a lot she had to say. And I just kind of like, people are talking about it and I felt like we should talk about it. So I'm trying to open the news flash where she said what she said, so that you guys can actually join me and let's analyze what she said. All right, so yep, good. So her first video is this. Let's listen to her speak.
Borrowing money.
Oh, sorry.
He asked me to
It's not
borrow
that
money.
one.
I borrowed money in my school.
It's not that one. Sorry. I'm going to get to the other one. I think that's not the first one.
They asked me what I want. I told them that the marriage is over. I'm no longer interested. I want to move on and live my life. I'm no more interested. I have tried. This is the 4th time now. I can't be running and be coming back. I can't be running and coming back. That was how they said, okay, since you've decided to marry, we will not force you. Bright, our daughter says she's no longer interested. Whatever you've paid, they brought out the ledger, the family ledger, where they put down anything that has been done or that has been paid, bride price. They check it and they found out that Bright did not pay bride price. And I can remember vividly, before I returned after the 1 year, my uncle called him and said, you've not paid, we'll check in the list. There was no specific money. Come and do it. He just ignored it that he has married. Because the dowry is what there's.
Okay, so what she's saying is that, remember, this is a 12 years marriage with 2 children. So what Tina is alleging is that Bright did not pay her dowry, okay? And that during the time that they were having issue, that the family brought out a ledger. I don't know if families keep ledger of all the money that's paid. I don't think it happens in my own culture. But what she's saying is that Bride did not pay her dowry, but she went with Bride. The family allowed her to go with Bride. I don't know which culture that happens. In my culture, it's impossible. A man cannot come to marry and we will allow the wife to go with him without him paying the bride price. That means you guys did not do your culture and tradition. So the woman actually followed the man now. Now, there are ways it could happen. It could be that the family can waive the bride price. It's possible. If they have money, they can decide they don't want to sell their child. They waive the bride price. Or it could be that the man could say, okay, you know what, I don't have, maybe they've called big money. And the wife said, I don't have this kind of money here. It's okay, you can pay us later. Or you can pay us by taking care of our child. But for the tradition of bride price to nobody, they ignored him and he did not pay. I don't get that part of her story. But my point is to analyze what she's saying, and your point is to drop your comments if you believe her, or if anybody out there in your tradition, a man can actually come to your kinsman. He wants to marry. He does traditional wedding without paying a bride price. If it happens, please help drop in our comments and tell us where you are from, which part of Nigeria that is happening. My part, Newi, it cannot happen. Even if it's to pay 1 naira or kobo, you must pay something before you take the child and the woman. But let's continue.
Supposed to refund it, not like the money they bought for drink and all that. They said we don't have anything. We wanted to refund you the dowry. Look at it. There is no dowry, specific amount, whether it's 1 naira or what. That was it. Before you know it, they told him, we would have collected the children self, but because we love you, okay, go and take care of the children. Let our daughter live. And make sure you don't come after her. He pleaded that they should get.
Okay. Let's get this point, because there are some things people say, and me analyze. A man got married to you. He had children with you. He did not pay bride price. You guys still having issue. I'm not going to say you are lying about that. It's possible you guys were having issue. Then after he has done traditional marriage, white wedding, and legal marriage, your family will say they will collect the children from them. In which part of Nigeria does that happen? You guys did not collect bride price. It's not his business now. If you guys forgot to collect bride price, it doesn't mean he's not legally married to you. He's done white wedding. He's done court wedding. He's your husband. Your family does not have any right to say they will collect the children from him, unless this man is a very poor man. Maybe this guy is so poor that he doesn't have any say, that your family could say that to him. I don't know. But when she's talking, we analyze, okay? So I don't know how this was possible. Yeah, hi, Happiness. How are you? All right, let's continue.
Give him more time to plead. It's okay, we'll give you 2 weeks. If you're able to talk to her after 2 weeks, she accepted, then you will come back. But if she didn't accept after 2 weeks, leave her alone. If you come after her, we'll come after you. I went back to Lagos. After the meeting. I wasn't with Pastor Moses Adeeyo. Pastor Moses Adeeyo is living in the church premises in World Bank Assembly. There are people there. I'm living in Lagos. I wasn't living with him. I went back to Lagos to continue my life. He do call me until I blocked him. I told him, don't disturb me again. There is nothing between us. I have moved on. I will, if I want to live my life, I want to get married, whatever. He said, over his dead body would I get married? Over his dead body would I go to another man? Over his dead body. That is him for life and death, whatever. I
Okay.
told him, I have nothing to do.
Okay. I don't know what the issue was or what they were having issue about, but apparently there was something going on. Okay. So she left the marriage. The family said, um, they would take the child. I don't know. This story is a little bit. It's not straightforward because she's not telling us what the issue was. Okay, or how the problem started. Did the husband suspect her and the pastor? There's something else happening in the marriage. She's not telling us what it is. I hope the man will come and tell us the whole story, okay? Because with these stories of DNA tests of what is happening, a lot of stories are coming up. Now remember that Pastor Moses Adeeyo also recently is about to divorce his own wife. Now yesterday, someone was telling me about Pastor Adeoyo's son, talking about the fact that his mom and the pastor were not yet divorced. They're in the process of divorcing. There is no settlement yet, and pastor's going to marry a second wife. So from this story, we don't know what is going on. We don't know if there was a problem of infidelity between this woman and the pastor, because when she's talking about the husband saying that nobody can marry you or nobody can over his dead body, I'm going to he gave us his number to contact him. I'm going to try to contact him for him to come on and talk. Maybe he can be able to give us more information. So I'm going to try after this live show to see if I can call him for him to come up and give us his own part of the story. But from what I can see, there is already something about when she was leaving, about a discussion of her marrying somebody else, okay? So there is already a made up her mind that she's about to get married, because the way she's saying, you can't stop me from marrying, that means either she had something beating the drum for her. I don't know. I'm just saying, there's this, because it was discussed from what she's saying. So the husband was suspecting, or there was something about marriage or something. I like people when they want to come on air and air their pants. They should just air it properly so that we can know everything and can be able to, dissect everything. But let her continue, Sha. Let's continue with this story.
You don't own my life. I have my life to live. Before I came back 2 weeks ago. Even the day
say I have my life to live, there is this I don't know how to put it in it. There's this belief that you can marry and still have your life to live. When you marry, you become one with someone. You don't have your life to live. I'm sorry to say that. When you marry, you actually compromise your life with someone else. Decisions are made with the other party in mind. As a single person, you have your life to live. You can decide to wake up in the morning and travel. When I was single, I can wake up and just enter the flight on a weekend and come down to London and go back on a Tuesday. Because I was single, I didn't have anybody. I don't owe anybody any explanation. I can decide to travel to the world. I had my life to live. But when you marry, you don't have your life to live. That's where I don't understand this, belief that you can actually be in a husband's house, be married, and you feel like you have your life. You can do anything you want to do. No, you can't. In as much as we want our husband to understand that we have our self-worth, our personality, but we also need to be working together with our husband. So that's her comment. She has a life to live, maybe because she was leaving the mansion. But as a married woman, please don't take that her comment to mean that when you marry, you have your life to live. No, your life is not your own. No. Your children automatically takes over. Like you do everything with your children in mind, with your husband in mind, with your husband's family in mind, with your own family in mind, with your grandchildren in mind. So you don't have your life to live once that ring goes in. I'm telling you, sometimes you want to sleep till 10 o'clock. But when you know you have to give somebody food at 7, you wake up, you don't have your life to live. But I'm just trying to clarify what she's saying. All right, let's continue with her story.
As I came back on Friday, he saw me on Sunday of it when he came to see the children in my mother's house. He saw me. He saw me. I wasn't in Pastor Moses' house. He said he doesn't know where I am. He saw me.
Okay.
And that, why did I said, I have nothing to do with you. If you want to take care of the children, these are our children. Take care of them. He saw me. It's my life. He dumped me in a dustbin and all that, trying to bury me. Another man picked me up and tried to give me a new life. And he just stand up to tarnish my image. He stood up to render another man, to render an innocent man's name useless, just because he chose to identify with me. He promised me that there is no man that wants to stand for me, that he will make them miserable. And that is what he's trying to do. But my God has frustrated his counsel. I am alive today, and I'm happy, and he wants to ruin my happiness. But I pray that God will forgive you. I pray you find forgiveness before God, bright. I pray that God will forgive you for tarnishing a man of God's image. You choose to tarnish his image because I choose to live. You want to dump me in the ground, and I refuse. Now, there are so many women out there who are dying like this. And because of what the society will say, they choose to die. If I have died in Bright's house, people will say, why didn't you talk? There are women that are dying. Why didn't you live? I choose to live, and I choose to find a new life and start a new life. And I've committed the worst crime because I refuse to die in Bright's house.
All right. Let me just say something, yeah. I don't think people are talking about this story because she decided to leave. I don't think that's why people are talking about it. Even me myself, why I took interest is not because she decided to leave. Everybody can decide to go. I mean, if you're in a relationship, if you're married and it's not working out, and you feel that counseling and reconciliation is not working out for you, you can decide to go. Do you understand? And nobody will say a woman should stay in a man's house and the man is about to kill her or whatever. But we don't have any, from the story that we have heard so far, there was no evidence of him beating her or wanting to kill her. I'm still researching, maybe more information will come out, so I don't know. But there is no evidence of any maltreatment. They're having issue. Husband and wife have issue now. When I was growing up, my mom and my dad, they had many issues. They even issue pass. Even got to a stage where I told my mommy, just go now, leave this man and go. But she said no. So husband and wife will have issue. Do you understand? But why people are talking about this is because someone that they were confiding in, someone that is supposed to be in a place of trust, now decided to come in. So what people are asking is when did this pastor develop interest in this man? Was this pastor an enabler to the divorce or to the breaking up of this marriage? Now, someone was talking about, Tentacle, you are saying she is wrong. Did she resolve her marriage legally? Well, from what we heard, they told the man that he did not give them, and they told the man that the man did not give them any money. So they did not return the man's money. The man is saying that he gave them money. But the family is saying that they brought out a ledger. I don't know that family keep ledger. My family, they don't keep any ledger. I don't even think they know how much my husband people paid for me. But they told the man, you did not give us any money. We can't give you any money. Just go, go, go. But Bright is saying that he paid a bride price. He's saying that he paid a bride price. But they are saying he didn't. I'm going to bring what the mom said, okay? What Tina's mom said. So officially, they've not returned the bride price yet. So traditionally, she's still married to brides. But what they are saying is they did not receive any bride price. This is about you said, we said, I said, you say, I say. Why didn't they just return money? If it's 50,000, give Bright now. Okay, this is your money. Go. Bright, how much did you say you gave us? Take it to go. But you guys say he did not give you money. Bright is saying he gave you money. So traditionally, if that man takes you guys to the native way, which you guys know now, all these their Madioha and Edioha and all their Oma, if they take it, if he takes you to the gods, they will say they're still calling you his wife. because he did not return his money. Do you understand? I don't know why family think that they can, do anything, maybe because the guy is not rich enough or he doesn't have any power to say anything. I don't know why this story is going this way, because it's not about you leaving. No, I don't think anybody on social media is talking about this because you left. I think they are talking about this because a pastor that you guys are in the same church with, a pastor that Bright is saying that you guys confide in, you guys go to for counseling, that man is the one that lured you away. Bright is saying that the moment it took you to leave his house, and like you are saying that you went to Lagos, it did not last a long time. You came back and you married the pastor. And Bright is saying that that means there is something going on between you and the pastor before you left his house. And it's logical for Bright to think this way. So it's not, people need to understand why social media react the way they react. They look at things. Is it ethical? Is it right for a man that people look up to as a man of God, a man that they need to look at as a representative of God, to do this to someone who happens to be a strong member in his church? That's why they are talking about it. But let's listen to what she has to say.
I refused to go through the same pain and torture. My children are going through so much emotional torture now because of his attitude and things he has done to them. But I don't want to put them in the picture. I didn't do this for you to believe me.
No bride
Oh,
price.
sorry. All right,
That's the
sorry.
main thing that makes a woman to be a wife to a man. After that time, I said maybe he will see us later. 1 year goes, 2 years, I did not see anything. And when this problem started between two of them, it was 2 weeks after the marriage, after the white wedding. And she took 50 naira from his pocket to buy soap to wash their clothes. When he came back, he called her a thief. Why did she put her in her pocket? She's the one that told him that, see, I collected money, I waited for you, and I said, let me wash it.
All right. The mom, for me personally, let's get a point here. You don't have a right to go to your husband's pocket to take 50,000 naira off. I don't know how much it is. You should have advised your child to say sorry. Okay, if the man is angry, he has a right to be angry. My husband, I don't touch his I don't even touch his money. So you are saying he didn't pay his bribe. I'm going to say, she said a lot of things. I'm going to just run through everything that she said in her video so you guys can listen to her.
He said, I want my wife back. I want my wife back. And all this thing, I say, God, I don't know what to do. Only I look upon God. I continue to pray. We have gone many places. I've taken him we have gone to mountains to pray to God to help this young man. But no avail. This young man continued to threaten my daughter. And even my children, he hate all of us. He scared all of us away. Church people will not come. Their house was a house fellowship. Because of his life and everything, everybody ran away. Instead of giving to her, he will put her in her pocket and be taking her money.
So is it about money? I don't know why she's talking about money. Like, I don't know why it's all about money, money, money. I don't know. But let's continue listening to what she had to say.
Made 2 weeks with me, and the child started moving again. A child that was crawling, that cannot crawl again. The child now started eating, started doing well. And people, when they came back, people were surprised. This man reported me in the village that I'm the one that is, when I come to his house, his wife started misbehaving. I said, God, when we went to the village, he came with his friend. So they asked him the reason, what is happening. And he opened his mouth and he said he don't want any matter. Well, all he wanted, what his.
Okay, so as you can see, the mother of the girl
He
talking.
will kill her and use 2 million naira to close our mouth, that is her people's mouth. And I was surprised. It was then that I understand that this man had married a daughter, first wife from Abia State, and the girl died 6 months later. I was not aware, and nobody told me. And I find out, say, oh, maybe it's this problem, this type of thing that caused them harm. And I went to God. We pray and pray for God to change the mind of this young man. My daughter have run several, carry her load. Before 3 months, she will come to my house. Small time, this young man will come and beg and beg and beg. Tell me what is.
Okay, so as so many, if you guys go
He
to,
will kill her.
I'm gonna say, if you want to actually listen to everything she said, you need to go to our Instagram page for you to, just watch everything, because she had a lot to say. I'm trying to get the video as much as I can. But if you want to listen to everything that she said, just go to our
I know
Instagram.
2 days later, my daughter run. I was not at home. She called me that she's in the house. I went there, I was surprised. The man continued to torture them, to give them food problem. Later, everything as they are in my house. 2 weeks later, he now sent me to go all the parishes, go and report in our province. And the pastor, the man of God, the provisional pastor called me and he told me everything, and he said that the man said I'm the one bringing problem. Anytime I came to his house, that there would be problem, which I never go to his house. From that time, he called me. Only that day, I said, let me go and see this child. And my daughter ran away with that child. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the beginning.
My name is Christina Everest, and the mother of Tina Adeeyo. I'm here to clear the air concerning the marriage issue. My people, I'm here to tell you a little story. I'm not going to say everything that happened since these 11 years of marriage. When Bright Ben Olu came to my house to marry, ask my daughter's hand in marriage, I saw him as a son, and I received him, and I asked him, first of all, asked him who he is, whether he's a born-again Christian.
Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm just cutting it because there's so much to talk
Bright
about.
price.
You see
That's
that?
the main thing that makes a woman to be a wife to a man. After that time, I said maybe he will see us later. 1 year goes, 2 years, I did not see anything. And when this problem started between two of them, it was 2 weeks after the marriage, after the white wedding. And she took 50 naira from his pocket to buy soap to wash their clothes. When he came back, he
Guys,
called her
you
a
guys have
thief.
heard this story before.
Why did
So
she
I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to let you listen to what Tina finally said the end of her story. Let me just play it.
They are still there. The debt of the money I borrowed, I'm still paying it till date. The money I borrowed is this pastor that is helping me now to foot those bills. I borrowed money for his sake, his children's school fees that have heaped like this. I'm paying it one by one. I've not finished paying the debt till now. Go to Holy Child School Mukusha and ask. They are all aware of the story. It didn't end there. Now, after everything, we come to that place. We come to the house where we are living right now. Now the thing is, feeding is a problem in the house. Ask Bright if he has given me upkeep since 11 years I've married him. Even if it is 5,000 naira upkeep, go and ask him. Go and ask Bright if he has done anything. But I don't complain. It's normal. He may not have it. I keep living my life the way I'm living it. I keep surviving the way I'm surviving it. It didn't stop there. This same Bright, after 1 year, I returned back to him. Where he took me to the church, he has met one church he wants to be attending. I should live with him and all that. I left with him. Now, the issue now is, at the end of it all, I came back. We started living outside the family. Brian started from where he stopped. He started the worst. The worst is that I shouldn't go to work. I should be a housewife. During the pandemic, I shouldn't go anywhere. He called people. He said it's men are chasing me and chasing men. He saw anybody around me, he will nail them. He has done so many things. He chased people that call me mother away from me, the youths, the teenagers. He said they're all sleeping with me. That was it. So he told me that the only way for him to give me a total support into my music, because I have gone to the studio to do a skeletal work of my music, he said not in his house. Not in his house. Now, the issue now is that he said I have affairs outside, that there are many men that are chasing me and all that, that I must take an oath for him. I must take an oath for him. He said I should take an oath. That's the only way you allow me to have peace in his house. I now begged him, if I take an oath, the record of the oath is with me. I recorded it. I have record of it the day I took the oath. I said, if I take an oath for you, will that make me to be a free woman? I can go. He said, I can go to the moon. He will be sleeping. I should take an oath that there is no man that is going to sleep with me, blah, blah. I said, is it for both of us? He said, no, just him alone. I took that oath for Bryce, just to prove to him that I am innocent. I took oath against my faith. I took oath against my faith, just to prove to him that I don't have any skeleton in my cupboard. And I asked him, do you have peace? And I say, I have peace. But that is the worst. He started doing the worst. I'll go to borrow food outside. I'll go and, no, just negligence. Sometimes I will go carry the children and buy them food for them to eat. Me, I'll stay hungry. A neighbor will just give me food to eat. I will just be surviving it. I said, enough is enough. I'm not going to die. He looked at me one morning. He said, there is no marriage between us. That I'm just in his house wasting his time. That I'm a smelling thing. He chased me out of our room. That I'm a smelling thing. That smelling thing, he called smelling thing. He threw it in the garbage. He threw me in the garbage thinking I'm going to die. He says he's make my life miserable. That when last I hear about his name, I will run away. That's what he told me. And I told him I'm not going to die. That he's going to make my life miserable and all that. Now, the last straw that breaks the camel's back is that I refuse taking all these things. He told me vividly that number one, he's going to put acid in my cream. I don't want to bring my children into this. Because even my children became scared and they were crying. My son will embrace me. My son of 4 years will embrace me and say, Mommy, don't worry, I will take care of you. He abused me before my children. I don't talk. He called me a weak woman. And you came on social media to tarnish an innocent man's image. You came on social media, Bright. You've done your worst. You want to get fame. You bend to your knee that you're going to destroy me. But let me tell you, this is my rising moment. You bend on your knees that over your dead body will you see me standing right and fulfilling my destiny. you throw me in the garbage. But the seed you throw in the garbage find a means of growing and becoming something. I decided to leave his house. How? When I left his house, one day he just locked me up and said, I'm not going for church program. That night, he locked the door and put the key in his pocket before my kids. I said, it has gotten to the extent that you start locking me and walking away. So anything can happen to me. If there is a fire outbreak, I can't escape anywhere. He told me that the children I'm even talking about, it's not when I'm alive to see them, I will start talking about them. When I'm alive, that when I'm dead, I'm rubbish, he move on with his life. Then highest is money. My people don't talk and all that. He locked me up. I packed my things before his eyes. I said, Bright, it is over. Bright, it is over. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is the last straw that will break the camel's back. I can't die in your house. I can't die because I want to prove myself. I want to prove myself that I'm a good woman. Before his eyes, I packed my bags. I kept them or what. He told me to leave. That I should leave self is done with me. That it's just his children I'm taking care of. I packed my bag and I kept it. The next morning, that night, I escaped by my children. My daughter went and looked for spare key. And my son, they hid the key and come and give me and say, Mommy, run away. Mommy, escape. That was how I left that house that night. That was how I escaped out of that trap. In the morning, we pack our things. I packed the things, called a taxi, packed the things to my mother's house. That was on the 28th of November last year. Pastor Moses Adeeyo was not in the picture. I have nothing with him then. I went to my mother's house. Bright knew that I'm in my mother's house. Even that day as I was going, he saw me. Let's talk. Okay, can we see? I told him, I'm not. If you want us to talk, come to my mother's house. As he came to my mother's house, he saw me. I said, this is where we are. And this I want to be. I'm done. I picked up a Bible to renounce the oaths I took. He ran away. Immediately he saw me pick up a Bible. He left the house because he knew I want to renounce the oaths. I lured him one day in a restaurant. I have a record of it. The oath I renounced. I lured him, told my sister to follow me. I didn't tell my sister what I was going to do. Before I quickly bring up a Bible, I renounced the oath. I said, your oath is no longer binding me. I am a free woman. I can live my life. It's not working. Let's not kill ourselves. Go your way. Let me go my way. He said over his dead body. It was not enough. It was not enough. I left. I left to Lagos on the second week of December. The first week of December, that's when I left Lagos. I was struggling. I will have to squat with a friend. Because if I'm in Port Harcourt, Bright will ping me. Bright will trace me and will block my ways. That is his nature. He will always stop me on the road. I will cry, I'll be begging for rescue. I have to leave Port Harcourt so that I can have my peace. I went to Lagos. I started my life afresh. I started squatting and squatting. I got a mini job in Lagos. Nobody knew my story. I covered up. I started my life afresh. I started earning small money to be able to take care of myself. It didn't end there. That was how it happened. It was calling. I said it's over. Now, to make it official, I came from Lagos to Port Harcourt in April. He said I left his house in 7 months and I ran and lived with Pastor Moses Adeeyo. I've been in Lagos all this while. I came in April to my village. I went to my people and told them what has been going on. They shouted. I've been going through all this. I refused telling them. They invited Bright. The king of my community invited Bright and his father. He called his father. His father refused answering him. His father did not respond because they all know the story. Bright came with his friend. They told him to go and bring his father. He didn't bring his father. We had an agreement. We went to my house. My uncles, my father, the people that gave me anti-marriage sat. And I held my view. I opened my mouth and told them what has been happening. They all lamented. Even the friend he came with was shocked that he didn't tell him to this extent. Bright, they asked me if it is true. He said, yes, what I said was true. They said, but you never come to tell us that our doctor is not with you. You just seal it up all this while. But he said he doesn't know where I am, that I ran out of his house without his notice. He has been begging. Now.
Okay. Wow, 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 my dear, this is the story. So, like you guys, as you guys are listening, that's the same way I was listening. I haven't watched this video. I'm just listening to it, okay? And like I said earlier, we're all talking about this because she got married to a pastor. Now, from what she's telling us, she left Bright's house 1st December. She went to Lagos. She was in Lagos, and she came back to the towards the southeast in April. So we're going to say that she started. If she's saying that, I'm not crucifying her. Get the point. I can understand that woman's pride. I can understand that she was not in a good marriage. I understand that they had issues, and maybe it was an irreconcilable issues. Okay, a man who doesn't trust her, a marriage that's not going to work is not based on trust. The man believes she's sleeping around. For a man to actually tell you to take an oath, that man doesn't trust you at all. Either he's suspecting you, or he has seen something, or he doesn't trust himself. So I can't imagine my husband telling me to take an oath. That means that marriage has packed up now. But for you guys to have gone to an extent of taking an oath of the man and even the children that are involved. I mean, I don't understand how I've been in that situation. I understand what it means for a parent to be fighting or not to have that peace at home. It affects your children. Children see their parents shouting and not being happy. I rather have them separated than have those fights. I'm telling you, psychologically, mentally, it affects the children. Imagine a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old helping the mom to escape. So it was a toxic relationship. Do you understand? So she wanted to go, that's fine. I don't think is any information or any news if she didn't want that marriage anymore, because it was all about money, not taking care of her. It was all about, I don't know, it wasn't going to work anyway from what she's saying right from the onset. The only reason why we are on social media, and I keep saying it, is because it has to do with pastor. You know, Nigerians now. Miracle, thank you so much for sending the video to me. Thank you so much. I did see it. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. All right. So, yeah, Michael, like you said, this matter tire rapper, I'm telling you, it is something that we all need to be learning from. We are most times pushed by society, by culture, by tradition to marry, marry, marry. And we find ourselves marrying the wrong person, or on the onset, we do the wrong thing. Like she's saying now that her bride price wasn't paid. And as if you guys didn't know at that time that it wasn't paid. So we do the wrong thing, and then now we're now talking about the wrong thing that we've done, as if we didn't know that we're doing the wrong thing. Maybe this guy, from what she's saying, was not giving her house upkeep, was not giving her feeding money, was not giving her anything. So I'm going to assume that this woman had a good job, was making money, could take care of herself. So she didn't care about her husband's money or anything, because she could take care of herself and her children. And then the man wanted her to stop working. I don't know what work she was doing. She was a banker. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know. But she had money. She could take care of herself. That was why she couldn't collect money for how many years they've been married. Okay, that's what she said. 11 years, the guy never gave her any money. Now, is not real, because if it's a not typical Nigerian woman, of course, the fight will start now. But she said she was okay with that. All right, so she left the marriage. There was no trust. It's fine. You guys couldn't, you guys couldn't live together. What we're talking about this is a fact that you came back April, and this is April, May, June, July. You're married to your pastor, okay? Now, you happen to be a chorister in church, okay? And you are saying that there was no relationship with you and Pastor Adeeyo before you left your marriage, and you went to Lagos. You were not communicating with your pastor, and you came back April, and that you guys started your relationship when you came back. You're not even being specific, telling us, when did you start your relationship with your pastor? When did this feeling start? You're not, you're not telling us. Now, if your husband has started suspecting you being a choir mistress, not wanting to be in the choir, either something was going on or you noticed something. We don't know until bride comes and tells us his own part of the story. But remember, this pastor also is facing a divorce case with his wife. So we don't know what is going on there. You see, this story is a little bit messy because of the fact that the time frame is not right. You're leaving your house, you're leaving for Lagos, your husband couldn't locate you, you came back, and within a space of 3 or 4 months, you are married to the pastor. Any human being reading your story will say there was something going on between you and your pastor before you left your home, your marriage. Is possible, is not. Then people will ask another question. A pastor whose member is having a marital problem, strong member of the church, like Bright is claiming, he said he's a strong financial member of the church. Why would the pastor pick the wife of that man to marry? Why not any other person? I know people will say pastor is human. I mean, there are things you don't do. I was reading somewhere in somebody's blog, and somebody was talking about brotherhood code, where you are not supposed to go after your own brother or your friend's wife. I'm even saying pastors are much more sacred than brotherhood code. Why will my pastor even look at my wife in a sexual way? Why will my pastor even think about sleeping with my wife? Whether we are quarreling or not, it breaks that age of you being a pastor, a shepherd. I don't know. That's how I feel about the story. For both of them, they've done what they want to do. We've wished them the best of their new life. Let's not wish them bad, but the moral of the story is wrong. Christianity is becoming a little bit dirty because of what our pastors are doing. Why her? Among all the sisters, you guys tell us that you can marry anybody, love is not, you have to. Why her? Why that person? Actually, the Bible talks about another man's property. You should not touch another man's property. If in Bright's mind, that woman is still his wife, pastor shouldn't have gone after her. Should have gone for another sister. And don't come and tell me pastors are human. If pastors want to human, let them stop calling themselves pastor and become human like us. But if they want to tell that they are anointed and they are blessed of God more than us, they need to understand that we expect a lot from them. They cannot act with carnality. They cannot act defying the body of Christ. Because why your church member's wife? I mean, if I'm bright, I will actually say that they were going out before. That's what everybody will say. Anybody that reads this story will say that they were going out before. I mean, there was people are saying, I think the sister of the girl is claiming that he never paid bride price. No bride price was paid. Yeah, we've had that. Whether he paid or did not pay, it's none of our business. It's you guys' messy affair. Okay, you guys wanted your child to marry. You desperately wanted her to marry. You pushed her to anybody. Don't pay, just marry. Go and marry. That is what we see when families are desperate for their daughter to marry. So we don't want to know whether he paid or not paid. What we are addressing in the court of the blogging world is pastor being involved in this messy affair. The affair is already messy. Pastor, do your role of being a peacemaker. Well, we have heard from the lady, and her story is straightforward. She does have issue in the marriage. She wasn't happy. The husband wasn't treating her well. She had the right, from what she's saying, to leave the marriage if that's what she wanted. Some of her attitude and the way she's talking, I don't agree with it. As a married woman, I don't agree with it. But that's her. Do you understand? You cannot say you can do whatever you want to do and, live your life the way you are. But that's her. But at the end of the day, she's married now. Let's focus on the children. Let's focus on her new home, because karma is a bitch. If she's the one that pushed the pastor to leave his first wife and marry her, karma is a bitch. she will get what she wants now. Not the Holy Spirit that talk us. You know, people call Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit. They think the Holy Spirit is just, you know, he doesn't visit us back. Of course he does. So this is the story. This is what happened. I don't know who you are supporting in this story, but at the end of the day, it's their messy marriage. Let's talk about teachable moments from this story. We come here to learn. We come here to look at people's life and kind of like reason. The first thing I'm going to say is, if a marriage is not working, get out. Whether you're a man or a woman, if it's not going to work, seek counsel. Try your best. But remember, when you marry, you let yourself down, you compromise. You cannot say you are married and you live your life. It's not possible. And if there is no trust in a marriage, it's not going to work. It's okay for you to leave. It's okay. If you feel that this is not working out, nobody should compel you. Nobody should make you stay. Another teachable moment is families need to let go of their sons or daughters' marriage. I don't know much about the mom, but the way she was sounding, I could see an overbearing mom. I don't know. That's how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. We need to sometimes let go when our children marry. Let's go. Let's go. Because Bright is accusing the mom of being this is the second video that I'm doing this week, and people are saying moms, let's try and let go, okay? And also, as a wife, not everything you tell your family. Not something happened with you and your husband. You tell your husband was angry with you that you took 50 pounds or 50,000 naira from his pocket. You start calling your mom and start calling your family that my husband was angry. And why would he not be angry? It's his money now. Why? Do you know how many times in my house, 5 pounds, I'm shouting, or my husband is shouting, and we're talking about 5 pounds? Did I call his mom or did I call my mom? We trash it out as married couples. This is what marriage is all about. Two different people, different character, different lifestyle, coming together, meeting to become one. Nobody ever told you that marriage is a bed of roses. If anybody told you that, they are lying. So, this is our teachable moment. Let's understand that marriage comes with compromise. And also, let the holy people, the pastors, the imam, stay out of the marriage. It is wrong, unethical for a pastor to lure a congregation wife and let that person become his wife. It is wrong. It's not right. I don't care if she's Queen of Sheba or if she's a Jezebel. She's the finest. I don't know. I don't even know who, Cleopatra. I don't know who to call her. I don't care whatever she is. The only logical way for us to conclude this story is that two of you were sleeping together and having relationship before you left your marriage. That's what anybody could say, because you cannot tell me that you came back in April. Your pastor already has started divorce. Your pastor has started, I hope the pastor's wife, or the ex-wife that is passing, come and tell us what happened, because there's more to this story now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. What do you think about this story? Drop your comments. And if there's any other update, of course, I'm going to come up and I'm going to give you guys the update. I'll try and call the guy that gave us his phone number, the pastor's son, and see if there's anything he can. I like Tatafo. What happened between his dad and his mom? Because if you can find that Tatafo, if you can find that story, some of you can see that number, call the man. If you have the story, please help me. I need that information, please. Oh, that's the only way we can get this story. Want to know what actually happened. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.